Alright, you little tinkers, I'm Toastbloke. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm continuing my Prehistoric Kingdom playthrough, and the plan is to introduce a new dinosaur to my park and start work on a new enclosure for it, so let's get cracking. I don't want to spend too much time talking about the Acrocanthosaurus enclosure as it's already taken up 2 episodes, but I have added some details to it that I thought you might like to see, including these benches and bins and lights in the 360 viewing area. We've also got, if we come over to the main building, some solar panels on the roof and some additional detail. And I've actually made the place a restaurant. So we've got tables and chairs upstairs, we've got some binoculars so the guests can look over the enclosure a little bit better. Down here I moved the staircase back, which opens the place up a lot more nicely, and pop some toilets in the back, so if the guests need to go to the loo, they can. There's the counters for the restaurant over there too. And in the basement I built my first custom flower bed, which I am so proud of. Added some down lighting so it really stands out at night, and yeah, everything is just coming together nicely. It feels way more realistic and aesthetically pleasing, so I can't complain. But like I say, let's not waste any time talking about that. Going to pause the game, going to head to excavations, and we should now have a few extra premium dinosaurs unlocked because we achieved 3 stars with the previous enclosure, and yeah, I'm looking forward to what's going to be possible. These were all Edmontosaurus and Pachyrhinosaurus, if I remember. It was the Lambeosaurus we liked, and it's the T-Rex that we want. So hang on a minute. Cost 8,000. Well, I've got 10k and we've got the 3 stars. Why can't I unlock it? Is that a bug? Nope, can't even click on it. It's the same with the trike. What's happening here? Is the game jipping us like I've got 3 stars? Why? It told us when I turned it on that I had 3 stars. You're kidding us, man. Is that a joke? So the game's out here telling us I've got 3 stars, yet there's still this little smidgen of 3rd star that isn't highlighted, and the game's out here trying to trick us like. Hopefully that's an early access thing. Surely it shouldn't tell us that I've got 3 stars till that's complete. I don't know what to do now then, because I was really hoping to start on the T-Rex. And I don't want to spend my science points because I want to make sure I've got enough for the next episode, and I've been keeping no tabs on how they are spent and how quickly they come back. Didn't we still have, I think we still had a naff dinosaur. Yeah, we haven't made one of these yet. Will that give us that fraction of a star? I hope it does. We're going to risk it. We're going to risk it. Let's breed 1 male, 1 female as usual. Hit play, make sure that starts. It doesn't need a lot of room. It likes having some friends, and it needs a fence security of 1, strength, and it needs to be 1 meter tall. That's fine. Biomes, desert and scrubland. That could be handy. We started off like a scrubland biome, and then unfortunately the last enclosure couldn't be scrubland. Kind of messed everything up, but maybe I can head over here then. Scrubland is sweeping around like this. I don't really put anything up there. Paths are going to be awkward. We've got this section here as we come across to this Torvosaurus scrubland enclosure. I think we'll just pop them down here, right? We're going to keep things simple, and we're not going to contemplate things too much in this episode. Happy days, I have prepared the terrain. I've probably prepared too much terrain, but you know, I'd rather have some room to work with. Now, if this is going to be scrubland and going through there, I'm trying to think what we should do for the enclosure. And I was having the thought that we started off with this. This was my first modular build, and it was a sleeping area for the dinos. We then moved on to the bridge, which was a prefab, because I was meant to be using prefabs, but I got carried away, and ended up building my own bridge to platform with the modular pieces, and that led me to doing the building in the previous episode. But that is a building for guests. We haven't got a building for the dinosaurs yet. Maybe this is our chance to try and do that, because these are small. I won't have to do anything too spectacular yet. And I think that'll be a cool little challenge. So let's open the modular building pieces and come up with a floor plan. And I'll try and stick to the materials I've been using, just so there's some rough theme throughout the park. And I want to raise this slightly so it's out of the ground. There we go. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that way. Maybe 4 that way. And then we'll just zigzag through that to fill it out. And let's have a look at the sizing for that. So, yeah, I think they're going to want at least 3 squares out and at least 4 or 5 wide. And the guests are going to need an area. So we're going to have to make this bigger. Let's select this part, duplicate it. That'll give 2 squares for guests, 3 for the dinos. Let's give the dinos 4, because we're going to want to fit like scenery in there. And then maybe we make it so the guests can go around the edge. Make that 8 wide. Maybe we try that. Or maybe we just give the dinosaurs a bit more room. I think as well, I'm going to build this out 1 extra. The walls aren't going to go there, but it'll just create like a nice walkway around the building potentially. I think that could be cool. So let's map the building out. I'm going to mark the dinosaur area out unsuccessfully there. Just because I feel like if we get... Oh my God, I can't play the game today. If I get them sorted, then I can figure everything out. But they're like the main part of the building, so that will do for there. I wanted 4 out, was it? So that'll go there. And then we'll just duplicate these and flip to create the outside of this side. But then we can use the duplicate to create the other side. Now I wonder if should we create like an inner room for the dinos like that? That might be cool. And then they can go through there. We can even put a door in there, can't we, for one? Yeah. Right. Now I don't think this building's going to be big enough. I wonder if we'll give them a little bit of an outside area in case they want to. Would they go through this room and then go out? Just put a door opposite currently. Duplicate that one. I wonder if I should have like the little doorway. I just don't know if it's big enough. I guess we'll find that out. I can always change things up in the future. And I think that makes sense for the dinosaur area. So let's think about the guests. They're going to be able to come in and walk along the front. We'll probably have to have like glass they can see in. So let's do that. And the one thing I'm not liking is this is turning out to be very square, isn't it? I wonder if we do like a different level for the dinosaurs and the guests roof-wise. I wonder if we also try and maybe create some sort of porch. So we can run that in line with that inner wall, get rid of these, and already the building's a little bit more interesting. I think we go with that. I'm happy with that. And I don't really want to do any more work on the building until we've got a good position for it. So let me move this around a little bit. Where can it go? Right, I don't think putting it like lengthways is good, because then the dinosaurs will be coming out onto the path. So I feel like we'd be running it maybe somewhere like here, but the dinosaurs are leaving there, so I'm going to have to move more this way. I'll figure this out, don't worry. Could I put the building more up and on the cliff? That could be quite cool. That could be quite cool. I also think I might like the idea of actually getting rid of some of these. I don't think I necessarily need them around there. Do I want them around the front? Probably not, because the dinosaurs need to come out of there. And then this is going to be inside the enclosure. I didn't really consider how things were going to be, because I, didn't know what I was doing or where I was putting things. But now I'm getting a bit of a plan together. I think we do that. I think that's the better option. Yeah, I think that it draws the eye enough from down there. I may as well get rid of these as well. Right, happy days. We're going to say that that is done how we want it. And now I need to figure out how the path's going to run. It looks like there's a little bit of a lip down here, which is annoying. Where does it go smooth? Not till all the way back here. Wow. So I'm going to need the path to sweep maybe around here or across here. Building's going to move again ever so slightly. Lovely. I wonder if I just try and smooth that, will that ruin things? The smooth tool, I've not been very successful with it. I'm just going to try and smooth that, just to see if it will prevent, I should turn the intensity up, shouldn't I? If it will prevent any weird goings-ons. Goings-ons? Going-ons. When I try and put this path in. Let's see. Alright. Do I start at the building, maybe? Maybe, just maybe. Tuck that in to the edge. And I guess I pull that straight. Add the curve. And I'm just going to bring it as far as I can over here so it looks tidy. And has that worked? Has that worked? Oh my god, it has! We're getting better with paths. That is sick. And I wonder as well, now that it's in, if the game will allow us to bring this a bit more up again. Just so it still feels a little bit cliffy. Yeah, lovely. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Class, that is the basis of the building in place. I think the next thing's going to be to work on the area, I guess, the enclosure area. So let's jump into the fences. I'm going to want to start work in the building, aren't I? Because this is obviously part of the enclosure. It's probably best to do it now before I build the rest of the building, because I can kind of see where I'm putting it. Yeah, I think that is quite a cool shape. Let's check it and see if these guys think it's a good size.
Protoceratops.
Hi, Nige.
This animal is one of the smaller species of ceratopsians,
Yeah,
living alongside deadly
I feel like you could have
neighbours
this as a house
like
pet.
the Velociraptor. Oddly enough,
Maybe not
this
then.
animal lacks a lot of the more complex facial features seen in larger family
What are you on
members,
about? Its head's
like
mental.
a certain three-horned celebrity.
Alright, well, it might not have 3 horns like you. Are you the celebrity with 3 horns, Nigel? But that's quite a mad looking face. I wouldn't say it was simple. Anyway, I'm going to be checking the habitat. Yes, it's way too big, but that's fine. That's fine. Cool. So they're happy with the size. I'm happy with the size. I'm going to just quickly bring the hill and the cliff back in around the back. Right, the landscape is currently in absolute shambles, but you can kind of see how it's going to fit in around the enclosure, and I'm liking it. Let's start working on the building. I am more than likely going to do this part as a speed build. Lovely jubbly, I have built another building. What I've tried to do is create two different levels. The main shelter for the dinosaurs, and then a smaller guest section with a flat roof. There's a few little things I need to tidy up, like just extending the roof out over the walls since I've built them on the outside, and changing the orientation of the roof on the guest section. I might still do some work with different materials and things, but for now we're going to call that there, and we're going to start working on the enclosure part, like get it ready for the dinos, if you know what I mean. So let's jump into that and see what these little critters need. So water wise, not much at all. I'm wondering if we put the water inside and create some sort of indoor water feature. First thing we need to do though is think about hiding all of this grass. Is that going to be like really difficult to work in here just because of the roof? Maybe I shouldn't have put the roof on yet. Maybe that's something to think about in the future. Let's get the substrate. We'll know that we're doing scrubland. So let's just get the rock and we'll just paint it all around the building just to make sure that, you know, there's no grass sticking through the building where we don't want it. And I think that kind of sometimes, maybe not because I've been so drastic, it'd just be nice to see a little bit of rocking around the building. I've gone a bit mental there though, let's be honest. I don't mind this so much out the back, I think that's quite tasteful. But let's get rid of a little bit of that. Maybe shouldn't have had the intensity on full. That'll do, that's better. And that gets rid of the grass inside as well. Lovely. We're on to a winner. We're on to a winner. Now, how am I going to go about this? I want water in here. Does that mean I've got to get rid of the floor? Maybe I do. Could I? Maybe. Get rid of, say, some of the floor. Keep that little bit there so it's a nice transition in. Get rid of the floor around these parts. And then maybe get the water in somewhere along here. I'm going to have to be really careful when I put this in, but they didn't need much, so that's fine. I just don't want to go messing the ground around the enclosure. Oh, but it won't, surely, because the fence is there, the barrier's there. Oh, that's sick then. Let's keep it shallow since it's inside. Bring the size down as small as possible and just hit water in. That worked. The water looks weird, but there's water there. Let's hit another little few bits. That's fine. There's our water in the enclosure, and it's cool because it's actually added like some nice slopes and things to make things a little bit more interesting. Dinos have to walk up to get out into their sleeping area. So I'm happy with that. I guess we will start decorating this with the substrate. We are going to think about maybe the rocks next. Rocks is going to be a good touch. That's going to do me. I feel like we've got water, we've got some rocks around it. These things could be spruced up. Something I did want to try actually. Have I got these? Hang on. Yeah, they're in their own group, great. This here, you can play about with the colours. So, whoa. I wasn't expecting them to be that drastic, what the hell. Right, so let's play with the colours. That's kind of like an orangey, muddy colour in it. So let's see if we can kind of colour match that somehow. Don't know if I'm going to be able to under these lighting conditions. Never mind with this absolute mental colour we've got. Can I turn my light on and will that help? Oh well, that looks so much better. It's not even night time. I'm having to turn my light on. What the hell? Just thought we've been using the same colour rocks all the way through the park. So when I saw this, I was like, why haven't we tried that yet? Like, I think it would have been really cool to change the colour of the rocks on the previous enclosure on the ground. Going paler. That make it paler. Right, that's it. That's what we're doing for now. Yeah, looks a little bit like vomit in here, but I think it'll be alright. The dinosaurs won't mind. Let's head out of here though and see if they are happy with that amount of water. Yeah, they are. They're loving it. Cool, we could even have a little bit more. Maybe we pop a little bit out here as well. It's going to have to be a tiny amount, because that little pool in there is kind of done like almost half, maybe over half. Let's just pop some here. Keep it basic. Check again. Yeah, they're in. Lovely. We can do that. Let's get the substrate out straight away and do the same. Get sand in the bottom of there. Makes sense to me for that to be sandy around the water. Lovely, looks good. And that's already added a bit of a dip, so let's sort out some landscaping. Get our terraforming and go to vegetation. Still in scrubland. Class. Let's work on some of the bigger trees. Yeah, pretty big. And we'll just dot some of those about the place where we think they might look snazzy. Why is that one so much smaller? I thought it was going to be big. Oh well, I should have maybe checked. I also need to check that we're not going over the top and ruining the enclosure by putting too much in, because these didn't need a lot at all, did they? Let's have a look. No, we can keep going. Excellent. We want some inside as well though, don't we? We'll definitely want some inside. Why are they so small? They're pointless. Get them put in though. I was hoping for another big boy tree, like. Is there any more big boys? That's big boy, but I don't really want the palm trees. Oh, these are all small as well. Let's put a few of these dotted about the place in slightly bigger densities. We'll do a splatter that by the water, splatter that by the water there. It's supposed to be random, it looks like they're exactly the same. Add a splat beside there, get some splats of this one about there. And we'll do a splatter of that one at the back. There we go. And some in the foreground. Right, let's check. Forest, we can still go crazy. This is perfect. Right, I think this looks really quite nice already for how basic the build is. And it's letting us do more. So let's get in here. And let's spruce this up a little bit. I wonder in this part if maybe we do some more of the palm tree style things. I think these are going to be way too big. Yeah. So let's find some of the smaller palm looking things. Let's try these out. We'll just try one here. Now that is through the roof. That is a little too big, you might say. I'm going to have to up the size of that now to get rid of that. Let's try again. Let's try again. That's way too big. So we're looking for something there. That should be as big as we need to go. Lovely. We've got it. We've got it. Yes. Right. What else? That's alright. That'll be fine as well. So let's put one of them up there. I'm trying to place them in the clay. I obviously got to think about where the guests are looking in from, so maybe I don't want too many tall things at the front actually. So I'm going to consider that, and I'm going to get rid of those ones at the front that are too big and put more things like this around the front. That's still bigger than I thought. What the hell? It's because these dinosaurs are so small, it's hard to tell what size these trees actually are, man. Mental. Right, tree removal. That one's not too bad, is it? And I like that one being there. Let's clear this one. Density up. Size up. Density down. Oh, it's because that's selected, man. Right. Keep the size down, density up. There, that's what I want. And, oh, it's not too bad actually, because they're at the side, out of the way. Don't know if I need both of them there. We'll leave them though. Right, that should be alright, because if I'm a guest, yeah, that's fine. You want some foreground and some background. But the rest's going to be the bush stuff, so let's get the bush stuff going. And we're going to pop some around the water, some at the back over there, pop some here, and we'll change to this one, add a little bit there, add a little bit over here. It's just legit just randomly bopping things down wherever I fancy them, really, innit? This part of the job. And then, because I feel like we must be getting close to the forest, I do want some stuff on here. We're going to use the modular plants, because that always works a treat. In fact, we've also got like logs and things like this, which I quite like, that we haven't used in any of the enclosures since way back when. That's gonna do. It's now spectacular, but it adds something, doesn't it? Right? Yeah, it's got to. Plants, that's what I'm meant to be here for. Gardening, no. Foliage, scrubland, class, we're already there. And I just want some of these like little bush things, and we're just gonna pop some of them about around the rocks on the water, just to, you know, spice things up a little. Add a bit of colour, a bit of flavour. And I'm more than happy with that. I think it's looking fan-dabby-dozy. I mean, if I could see it. Let's exit the group. Yeah, cool. I think lighting's going to be important in there. Because it is so dark, even though I've got the windows. But yeah, I'm really liking how this is coming together. I feel like for my first dinosaur building, it's looking good. Let's check that they're happy. Yeah, we could have even more forest, but we're not going to. I feel like we've got enough. I like how it looks. What I'm going to do is quickly finish off a little bit of substrate work out here. I am liking this. I feel like I am getting better. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just convincing myself I am, and everybody else is going, what the hell is this? But they've got enough water. They've got enough plants. I'm going to now move on to sorting out their needs. And then we're going to finish off maybe by adding some lighting or something. So if this is going to be their, I guess their backstage area, they seem to get called, let's give them a place where they can sleep and eat. I think this will be their sleepy side. What's it in the group? What noise is that? It's also annoying is that this happens. I feel like for this I need to actually do this just manually. A bit late now. Oh well. Oh well. Just get the final little piece in over there. And I'm going to move this one, put it how I want it. Cool. That looks good enough. I've seen on some of the pre-builds on the so-called backstage parts that they put some like soil and that in there too, which I thought was quite a cool idea. Let me get their food. I'm just going to put the food trays in here, the feeders. Should we try a different feeder? Has that always been there like that? Have I just not noticed? Oh, I like the wood one. Oh, I like that as well. Let's just pop a couple of these over this side. Give us green. Give us green. There was green. There was green. There we go. A little bit straighter than I wanted it. But they've got food. They've got beds. And it's hidden away. Next thing is going to be popping in any enrichment that they like. What do these want? Let me see what they want. I need to know. Where's enrichment? There's enrichment. Termite and ice blocks. Let's give them a little bit of each because we're nice. I think a termite mound would look quite cool. Yeah, these rocks. And maybe even around the back out of the way. Yeah, those rocks. I like the ice block too. We'll get that up over here. And we'll pop one up here as well. And then we're going to dung beetle it just to make sure all the poopses are gone. And we're just going to hide them as usual in the bushes. So in and around bushes. So we'll pop one there. Pop one there. And we'll pop one. It's not working how I wanted it to. Get one over here. And if I pop one over here as well, hopefully that's going to be enough. Should be plenty. And just round the back because, you know, we're potentially putting a shelter there, which I keep forgetting about. And do we want any in here? I guess the dinosaurs can poo in here too, can't they? So, you know, let's keep everywhere nice and clean. Just going to go for 2 in here and keep them quite out of the way. Lovely. So let's do that shelter while I remember, because everything for the dinosaurs is in place. Bar this little shelter. Would have been cool to do like a little roof off the back maybe. I'm not going to because I ain't got time for that. But let's get let's go back for one of these. We used these in the first episode. Well, technically, was it the second episode? Might be in the, I don't know. Whichever was the episode when we added our first dinosaur, I believe we used this one. I really liked it. And I think this suits this enclosure too. But I want to get it all matched up to what we're doing. I feel like that suits better. And I'm just going to put on a slight angle at the back there. Bonk. And now it's time just to add the lighting and the finishing touches, since this is a building and guests are going to be using it. So, lights I believe in modular pieces too. And there's a few different ones I've been using. I'm going to grab these for inside on the roof. I feel like these are a good shout. And the way I like to use these is on the grid ideally. And then I just raise them up to where I want them. And then we can rotate this one. I don't want to duplicate it though. And rotate this one. I want my angle snapping on more than likely at 90 degrees, I think. And then we're going to lift it to the ceiling. Tick. And then I should be able to pick it up. And it should follow the snap of the world. It's a bit annoying that that's not going to be central. But tough. Duplicating time. Let's pop a little light on the entrance. Could even put them on the side walls out the front. But I've been using a couple of different types. I've been using some of the uplights I've also quite liked using these particular wall lights. Where are they? Those. I like them. And I don't grid these. The easiest way I think to do these is to just put them roughly where you want them. I'm a little bit annoyed actually, because I haven't got pillars on these doors. It's not going to do quite what I want. But it's okay. It's all stuff I can change if I want to in the future. Right now though, I just want to get something together. I decided we need to do something here, which is important. Let's get the little skinny wall, make it the white wall. It just makes that feel a little bit more finished off, right, doesn't it? I'm going to put the post on the end as well. Oh, and then that's a nice height for a potential ceiling. It's a little bit lower. Let's do it. We're going for it. We're going for it. We're being crazy. Oh, it's not actually lower. It's just, it doesn't have that wall around it. So what can I put around that instead? The only thing I can think of is actually using this and putting it on the underside. That works, right? Create something a little bit different there on the front that we didn't have previously. I like that. What I might do is a light I can put across the top. Oh, I haven't used any cute lights like this yet. I could use some cute lights, man. Oh, I kind of want to use some of these cute ones. I don't know how I would use them. Right, I need to rotate them the other way. I'm just going to use these for the banter. I've not used them before. Let's use them now. Did I do duplicate again because I'm an idiot? Yeah. Yeah, I did. And they're hard to select. Wow. Right, let's get these into position. Want them up. That's probably right, to be honest with you. Probably how you want them. It's probably exactly how you want them. And then take that. No, they're still there. Just looks like they disappeared into the wall. And then we'll pop them over into there as well. Maybe we'll have them overlapping so we don't lose that light. Do them so they're imperfect. Looks a little bit more natural. And yeah, that's kind of different. Don't know if I like it, we'll find out. And the last thing to do is I want to pop some lights on the side. So don't need down lights in particular, so I might just use some of these in between the windows. And I also feel like this white wall's a little too much going around here. I want to change this into a different colour or a different material. I feel like the wood's too much. What to go for? I quite like them bricks, but I don't like that way around. I might just match that material I've got on the sides. I don't think that looks bad for now. And the last little touch is going to be getting the light in here that we want. So let's do that, and then we'll take a look at the enclosure and see what we have achieved. And that's going to do. Nothing central due to how things are with the... It's doing like even number central roof tiles. I think I'd have to do things odd to get that, but I think that is the build complete. Let's check the dinosaurs are happy, because if they are, I am. Yep, they love it. Perfect. Main thing is, it looks like we've got that third star. Yes! So, we're on our way to star number 4, and in the next episode, I will definitely be doing a T-Rex. I swear to you, I swear to you. So yeah, let's hit play and just have a little look at what we've got. The guest should be able to walk up that hill and come around. It might be cool to put some plants or a sign in the future, something on here. I'm not messing about with that stuff during this playthrough all that much because I am new to the game and I am just trying to figure everything out. We go in here. I hate that the lights aren't central, but again, it's because I've done even tiles. And we've got this little ecosystem. No, this little, what would you call it? Just this little area. We got this little area which is scrubland, and it should light up at night, and then guests can come out and just, if they're outside, look along here and see what they're doing outside. Should we get around the whole enclosure and have a decent enough view of what's going on? Looks like we can. I'm enjoying the rocks and things. I think it looks really cool. And then as well, if they fancy going to sleep out of the way, but outside, they've still got this little area out here where they can go and get some privacy. So I am over the moon with that. I just want to wait until nighttime rolls in so I can have a look. In fact, why wait when I can just click my fingers? It's nighttime. The building looks great, but I'm noticing that there is very little you can see in the enclosure. But that's the same with all the enclosures. Maybe I should work on some lighting on the outside. But you can see plenty in here. Guests can walk in, and that is lit up lovely. So I think it's turned out really well. Hopefully you do too. Of course, I need to add some detail, like maybe some benches, some plants in the guest area, maybe a vending machine or something. But that's something I can definitely work on between episodes. So I am going to call it there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like, please subscribe and ring the notification bell while you're at it, because that way you'll be notified when the next video in this series drops and all videos in the future. As well, it helps if you can share it and spread the love a little bit, because it's hard to get your videos noticed. On top of that, I'd love to hear from you. If you have any advice, any tips, or there's anything you liked in particular, let us know in the comments below. It'd be lovely to hear from you. But until next time, I'll be leaving that there, and I will catch you in the next one. So, cheerio.